we have, for the moment, this piece of wood in front of the entrance to the pond room, and I refer to this as the frog gate, and you are about to see why. Welcome to the pond room. In the pond room we have the pond, obviously, and in the pond we have froggies. Now notice there isn't exactly any sort of containment around the pond. It's wide open. So, seeing as I referred to that as a frog gate, I think you can kind of imagine starting to put it together as to why. So, let me introduce you to one of the little buddies that the frog gate is keeping from venturing out. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see him in there, but underneath this fish tank, there's a goldfish. We have a little pan of water, and in there is Froggy. He was further up earlier. He would have been able to be seen much better further up, but I was in the middle of doing some water changes on this tank. As you can see, the water level was at the top and it's not now. I still got to put more water back in. And some of the water splashed over down to there, and he had a reflex reaction of moving further under into the pan. The cat watching mice. These are heading off to the pet store. Katie's getting rid of most of her mice. We're gonna get another couple of rats. Look at all those mice. I'm gonna flip the light so the camera can see it better. 2 boxes of mice. There's Sandy Kitty. Well, she's like, forget it. I guess she spooked too many. What, too many for you? And those all originally came from 2.
Yep.
They breed.
If they get enough to eat, boy, they can really multiply.
Oh, no kidding. And this box has them in here too. Harder to see. Mouse-a-geddon! There's got to be at least a few dozen.
Pumpkin right there.
Oh yeah, no bother.
And then we'll try mixing them. See what happens.
We're going to clean them off today.
Yeah.
They need to clean.
Yeah.
I'll try to. I should have brought down a flashlight. Is what I should have done. I'll try to get some other footage with a flashlight. But anyway, so yeah, as you kind of guessed, the frogs have the full run of the room, and this is because the closer you keep the environment to nature, the happier the frogs are with it, and so they don't get freaked out and panicked. Now, some of the other frog attempts in the past, the frogs got freaked out and panicked, and I found them dead in the back corner over there, dehydrated, because when frogs are basically, they're very intelligent, they're very smart, but similarly to humans, when they're freaked out and panicked and dissatisfied with their environment, not accepting of their environment, thinking just kind of goes out the window. These frogs are powerful enough to jump straight from the floor to the ceiling. They got spring-loaded legs. So, you know, it's not like they have any problems going in and out. and we have another water pan down there for them as well. So even though they have an instinct to stay near their life support environment, we don't really want to take any chances of any of them getting too curious, because they are curious creatures just like humans. So we don't want them venturing out and getting them getting lost in the rest of the basement and not being able to find their way back to life support before they dehydrate. But we really don't have any problem with them having the run of the room. As you can see, there's a lot of ongoing construction going on in this room. Within the next few months here, we hope to have the bog filter and everything fully instated, and this is going to look completely different. This middle section won't be here anymore. It's going to look completely different, and it's going to look really cool. Now, I know that most of you out there don't have an entire room that you can dedicate to this, and yeah, we built this room, as you can see in past videos. So obviously, you don't have an entire room where you can, put up a frog gate and just kind of let the frogs do whatever the hell they want. But we do, and it's pretty cool. And I found these frogs to be incredibly interesting, because as they get to know you, they're less freaked out by you, and I'd say they're borderline affectionate, to be honest. I mean, they'll jump towards you instead of away from you when they're in a good mood. Like they almost remind me of dogs in that way. It's pretty interesting. So yeah, just giving you a quick view of some of our tank environments. We don't have algae eaters in every environment yet, so obviously this tank is lacking an algae eater, so there's a little bit of algae buildup. That tank has an algae eater. That tank has an algae eater. So yeah, just thought I would share that about the frogs, and the last thing I'm going to do for this video is I'm going to go grab a flashlight and see if I can get you a better view of Froggy down there. And hopefully I don't spook him in the process, because I really don't want to have to be chasing after a frog. I'm going to try to avoid beaming this light directly into his eyes, because I imagine he wouldn't appreciate that any more than a human would. But, hopefully you can see a better view of him there. There he is. Definitely a better view. Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure I got a more clear view of the frog. It would have been better if I didn't spook him, and if he would have remained out to the front. He was pretty chill with me being here until I accidentally splashed water on him. He didn't appreciate that gust of water in the face, so he moved to a place where he could make sure that that's not going to happen again. But yeah. Hopefully you can see him okay. Oh, that's a decent angle. Good here. Yeah, check him out. That's cool. Yeah, so the frogs have a totally free run of the room, and they just want to make sure that the room is the only thing they have a free run of, and not the entire basement, because if they go into the other parts of the basement, that could be fatal. I have come back later, and now I should be able to get a better view. I'm going to add some more lighting to the equation here. Cool. I'm going to approach very slowly. Now I can get you the view of him that I wanted to get originally. So there he is. quite as fully forwarded out. He was more over, you know, to the front of that before, but he's at least in view enough that I can get a good shot of him. So yeah, cool. And of course, at this point, I had finished the water changes. So yeah, awesome. I got the shot of the froggy that I wanted. Hello, buddy. Shadowlay, my brother. Alrighty. Well, that is all for this Pondscape episode, and hope y'all have a good day.